G'day ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Behind me is the mighty AU Falcon. She's a little bit sad, unfortunately. So last drift event, we obliterated the front end and a lot of other things. I have a bit of damage on it, but today we're gonna be smashing this car out and trying to get, well, I say today, but I mean this video, because today I'm just gonna get some things fitted, but we're gonna try and get this thing looking the part again, because we have some smash damage on the rear and the front. We are missing a bumper because the other one we had got absolutely destroyed. You can probably tell as well, it looks a bit different because the lenses are gone on the Fairlane headlights, which I like to look a lot more without the lenses, because what I'm gonna do is, I'll show you in a minute, but this one I still have to get half of this lens off because this was all cracked, and that side was where Rex H crashed into the side of me when I spun out in front of him. So the headlight itself is okay, but the lens itself was busted. So in this case, it will be fine because we have a new front end for this car. Now I'll show you the old front end. So come around to our trailer of goodies. This is the old front bar. It is obliterated, gone. Now it looked really aggressive with that Nismo bar, but it is fucked. You'll probably see in the thumbnail of the video what front bar we're going for, but just next to my 180 here is a Chaser front bar. Look at that, lovely. These things fit the LTD front so much better. They wrap around a lot nicer. So yeah, this is a JZX 100 Chaser front bumper bar. I think it's some sort of custom bar, I don't know what it is. It's fiberglass, it's a bit munted. So if we go around to this side, it's missing a bit of a chunk out of this side, that's okay. It's got a couple of splits in it and crow's feet, but that's fine because it's a track car. Massive shout out to my good buddy Jake. He's given this to me for nothing, and he actually gave me an R33 bumper bar as well that I have out the back in case we need to use it. Plastic M-spec bar, but this one is a better fit. So huge shout out to him. He's got a JZX 100 that he's building at the moment. Donated this to me to use on this. So that, on that. So hopefully it works. But what I'm gonna do today as well is we're gonna pull these headlights out and we're going to attempt to get these, so these are all just sitting in there. They need to be like glued or fixed back on. This one's broken. What I'm gonna do is, because we have the green-eyed monster livery, we're gonna tint these green. So I think it's gonna look sick with the Chaser bar. All right, so we just popped the headlight out and I've got it over here, and I've got to do the same thing with this one. So I've already popped one of the lenses out on this one. Now I've gotten rid of the rest of the lens, but this broke here on this one, but it was already broken from the crash before. But I did find the piece in the engine bay. There it is, so I might super glue that back on. But unfortunately, as we were taking it out, one of the lenses fell out and smashed. So I'm gonna have to find another lens for this side. We'll have to make something out of something. But this lens is out, so I'm going to try and wrap this one green, try and put that back in and super glue that in somehow. But yeah, these headlights have copped a beating. Surprisingly, this one was the one that actually got hit the hardest, but the actual outside of it is completely fine. It's actually all broken in there. That's all, yeah, that's all fucked in there. But yeah, and that tab is, I think that was already busted beforehand, but that's the only one holding it in pretty much. All right guys, so a little bit of time's gone past. A friend of mine just came over to give me a hand and we sliced the bar. I put one of the drift nubs in there so we can screw it in on the front bar. So you guys saw me do this to the last bumper bar where we just had to shorten a little bit here. One good thing is my buddy that was just over just helped me off camera and we wrapped the headlights. Look at that. They look so good. So they're gonna look nice and mint lit up at night time at the track. The only problem is on this side we dropped the lens and smashed it, so we only have one. So I'm gonna have to find some sort of temporary glass solution to put on that one. But yeah, look at that. That looks sick. Green-eyed monster coming to you very soon. Green-eyed monster, look at that. So over here was the, this was a 33 bar I got given. It actually looks like the Nismo bar, but it's actually in one piece. This is plastic too, which is good. So this is my backup bumper bar, R33 GDST bar that we got given to us by my buddy Jake as well, because he had no use for this. As you can see, it's a bit mangled. Has all drift stitches here holding it together, but that's our backup bar. But I have sat the bar on this car and I'll show you guys how it looks. It looks sick. So let's have a good look at the old beast. Oh, look at that, that is sick. Oh, that looks so much better. I prefer this so much more than the Nismo bar. It just fits so much nicer. The grill dips down exactly where the grill is on the LTD. Yeah, it fits perfect. I didn't have to modify much. I just trimmed a little bit out of the inner ducts on the front air dam there and then put the bungees. I had to trim a little bit down the sides, nothing crazy, but bugger all to fit. No wonder the Chaser bars fit these so good. So yeah, so it's all coming together with the green-eyed monster front end. All I have left to do is I'm gonna get some paint mixed up tomorrow from work. So I'm gonna get this thing in meteorite, make sure it's all perfect. I'm gonna get another lens for the front here, make up something. I'll find something on eBay, and then once I do that, front end's done, then we're gonna move around to the back. But it's getting late in the day, so I'm gonna pack up and put the car back in the backyard. But I'm actually loving this so far. Time to pack up. We'll come back in a day or two when we get the paint sorted and get cracking with this bad boy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. So here's a Mighty AU behind me. It's been a couple of months since we filmed the first few clips of this video. So it's been a while and we're back, and we've done a lot to this car in the meantime. So when I was doing the lenses and that, a buddy of mine came over and helped me finish them. And then my other mate came over and helped me finish the front bar. So I didn't get to film all that, but you did see me do the Nismo bar, so I didn't want to film it again. So I'll quickly go around to the front and I want to show you how the front's come out. It looks so good. Now I do prefer the Chaser bar so much more than the 33 bar because it just fits better. I've got it sitting on there really rough at the moment, so it's not sitting perfect. I'll show you guys how it looks. This is how she looks with the JZX front end and the lights all wrapped up. So it looks a million times better. So much more aggressive. Fits so much nicer. It follows the lines better. Yeah, I'm so happy with that. So we got all the front pretty much all mocked up and done, ready to rock and roll. Now we're doing the rear end because we've got an event in next week, next Friday. Today is Tuesday. So next Friday, we've got Friday Night Drifts. So I'm currently doing the rear of this car and I'll show you what we've got for the back of it. Now I have just come off a week of being really sick. Haven't been sick in like a year and got the man flu. So I've been literally bedridden and so behind on this car. So let's have a look what we've been up to. So for the rear of this car, I was getting really bored of the stock bar, as well as I lost my Tickford lip at Calder. So we've opted to go for a BABF F6 bar. Now this is from my buddy Assad, so thank you so much Assad for letting me buy this bar off you. And it's got a hole cut out for the parachute because this is off a drag car, but it's perfect because my tow hook, which is right there, comes out of there and the exhaust mates up perfectly. And yes, this is off a BA, so we're gonna have to modify it to fit. Now I've already cut the sides down here, so I've shaved these down because they come up to about there on the AU. Same with this side. So it's pretty rough cut at the moment, but it's all shaved. Same with the sides, I've shaved down there. So I've been doing this off camera a little bit because I've been sick, so I've just been mucking around with it on nights I'm not feeling so crap. And then because it's a fiberglass, this is a fiberglass rebar, which is good for track use, so it's perfect. I've actually taken the spot welds out of the old bumper bar mounts, reused the old studs, and I've just zip tied them in the bar here just temporarily, just so I can mock it up to fit. Same with this side, and it seems to be fitting pretty well. And I've had to shave all in here, which is pretty rough cut, but I've had to sort of come out. There was actually a lot of body filler in here. You can see it. See the gap? That's all body filler. That's all bog. So I've had to slice all this back to sort of fit on the rear beaver of the AU in there. Yeah, that's pretty much what we've been doing. So I'm gonna sit this bar on for you guys so you can have a look. It actually looks a lot better than I thought. And we're gonna have to do a couple more things to get it to fit, and we should be ready to rock and roll. We've got a wheel on it now. So this is just an Auto Technica wheel I had lying around. I had a Boss kit as well, so I've whacked that on. So much better than the stock wheel, a lot smaller. Got the hydro in there, got new lines plumbed up. So I've got the T-piece in there, new lines coming through, and I've routed them differently. So for now, I've just put electrical tape around the holes I've put in there, but I want to put actual grommets so they don't rub on the metal, but I've just like doused electrical tape on there so they have some sponginess, and then run them to the calipers in there. You can probably just see, I don't know if it's hard to see, but up in there's a banjo for it. So I've just been neatening up the interior a little bit. Now I've got the wheel on here, this is much better. I'm gonna go the SAS deep dish wheel eventually, but I do like this wheel. Plus the columns on these are telescopic, so you can bring the wheel closer, further away. Yeah, I've just been sort of gutting the parcel shelf a bit more, took all the speakers out, just little shit like that. So my goal today is to get this bar pretty much sanded and hopefully painted. It's just gonna be black like the old one. And obviously the diffuser, I'm gonna keep that color. So I'll put the bar in the car, show you guys, and we'll show you what we're gonna do to make it fit. It looks a lot better than I actually thought, so here it is. There you go. So that's the BAXR, oh wow. So that's the BAF6 rear bar, cut and sort of jiggled onto an AU. So you can see the bits that we gotta work on. It actually sits under the light really good now that I've shaved it to where it needs to be, as well as the sides here. Now it's gonna bow a little bit there, which is fine. And it's tucked in nicely on the sides here where I've put the studs. I'm really happy with that. The exhaust is sitting nice in the shroud, tow hook in the back there. It actually suits it really well. I'm actually really, really happy with it. So if you come out right to here, that just looks so sick. I really, really, really like that. Now if you come to the side, you can probably see what we're gonna work on. So it's fitting pretty good up against the quarter panel here, but we have this gap where the BA taillights would originally end. And we need to sort of fill in that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the old bumper bar and I'm gonna slice out the piece here, and we're gonna add it on and fiberglass it, and that should pretty much be it. I thought I was gonna have to do a lot more, especially with the boot area, but it's okay. I cut way too deep here, so I've got a fiberglass fill that, which is pretty easy. If you look at it right from the back, it does need to shift over that way a little bit. But it actually looks really, really cool. But it is a track car, so it can look rough. It's gonna tap walls. That's why I like where I've mounted it in the original locations, because when it does hit a wall, it is pretty robust. It's gonna just bounce off, hopefully. All right, so I just lobbed a couple of sections off of that bar. So I made a couple of templates. So this little line up the top here that goes down is gonna be our quarter panel line. That's gonna go to the AU taillight. So all we're gonna do is sort of put that like that, and then see how that's gonna match up with there. Now, because this bar doesn't fit 100%, see how it's kind of the taillight, plus this taillight's all buggered from when I smacked the wall. It's not gonna be 1000%, but when it's all black and one color, it'll sort of, if you look at it like that, it'll look a bit more natural. So now that I've sort of cut it to where it needs to be, I'm gonna do the other side, take the bar off, and then I'll stencil it on the inside so we can get a nice line and sit it on there. And then I'm just gonna fiberglass on the inside and then tape the outside, and then I'll skim fiberglass over the outside. And sounds good. Hopefully it works as easy as it sounds. All right, so I got the bar set up on our little stand here. So I've cut 2 sections out. You see we've sort of just G-clamped them in like that. And I've got tape on the outside, so I'm gonna fiberglass on the inside. Same with this side. So this side I'm just mocked up a little bit and just taped, just so we can get sort of the final shape. Now this one's a little bit shorter than that one in terms of height, and I think that's to compensate where I've hit the rear end. It's sort of squished a little bit on this side. So this side's a little bit smaller than this side, but that's okay because we can make it all fit up. Now I'm just gonna roughen up here with a bit of sandpaper so the fiberglass sticks, and we should be good. We just put a little bit of the fiberglass paste on. It's just flashing off now. Hit it with the heat gun. It's already starting to harden, so I can actually move that now, and it moves the whole bar. It doesn't flop around, which is good. Same with this side. Just applied enough where it's a good coverage. This is already hardening up, which is good. So I'm gonna make sure this is completely hard, just like me on a Sunday morning, and then we're gonna slowly fiberglass the top here and then make sure it's completely cured before we apply any pressure. Just got a mask here. I haven't got any gray left over from the AU, any spare color from the front bar. So I'm just gonna mask, with the livery is gonna go down here and then like that. So it's just gonna be a bit of a lighter gray there just for a little bit, but that doesn't matter too much. All right, so I've just set the bar on there, or the fiberglass is cured a little bit. You can see where it sort of just takes up that gap there and then follows the body line there. Now, because this side's been hit a few times, the line here is not gonna be 100% up against the taillight, but it will fill in that awkward gap. I'm gonna let the fiberglass cure a little bit longer, and then I'm just gonna skim the top and then sand it all so it's all uniform in one piece. All right, a bit of time's gone past, guys. Now, I know you guys are probably asking why I'm not filming this. It's because I've just done it a million times. I don't want to show you guys the same thing over and over again. So it's just put a little bit of fiberglass on there, and then skimmed it off with the orbital sander, and then yeah, just gave it a nice clean. I've just hazed a little bit of black on there, so I always like to do just a nice little tack coat just to make sure there's no sort of reactions or anything weird going on. Sanded all that down. I'm not going to go too crazy with the repairs and make them, you know, seamless, because this bar is going to get all smashed up. So it's just to look good from far. But you can see our little ends there looking very nice. Once that's drying, I'm going to jack the car up right in the air, put it on 4 stands. I go underneath and just muck around with the brake lines and tail shaft and everything, make sure that's all good. So I've got to do a couple of bleeds on the hydro again, just to get some pressure into it. It has got pressure, but you got to sort of pump it up twice for it to completely lock. So I want to just bleed it again, make sure we've got full pressure, and that's it. And just like that, it's all black now. Now this is just a paint. I still got to put the clear on it. So it's that car rep, where is it? This stuff from Autobahn, car rep, aqua paint. That's 3 coats there. Now you can just see some sanding marks. That's from previous sanding marks when it was grey, but it doesn't really bother me too much. Now our repairs, you can just see little divots from the fiberglass and that, which I don't really care too much about. Because track car, oh, shut up, crows. Oh, it's cocky, not crow. So yeah, I'm just gonna wax some clear on it, put it outside, and then I'm gonna jack the car up and go underneath and start doing some stuff to it. Well guys, it is all done. Car is here. I really just wanted to show you guys the finished product, and I freaking love how this thing looks. It's the best it's ever looked. Bit of wind up here, so I'm just gonna get right to the B-rolls, and I really hope you enjoy the way this car looks, guys. So here it is, AU version 3. Well guys, I'm not going to talk too much up here because it's a bit windy, but oh my god. That F6 bar has really brought this car together on the arse end, and I'm really happy with how it came out. The livery matching down there, the little extensions all fit in nicely. You wouldn't think it was off a B8, you'd think it was from an AU. Coming to the front, the chaser bar just fits so much better. I did paint this a while ago, so some is flaking, but it doesn't really matter. We got the event coming up in just under a week and a half now, so it's pretty much ready. So I had my mate come over yesterday, Ushan, and he helped me bleed this hydro. But yeah, I'm bloody wrapped with how this thing's come out. It looks so good with the green eyes at the front, and oh, it's just, yeah, coming together really sick. Still need to finish the stickers and everything, but yeah, it's gonna look sick when the livery is all finished. So I'm gonna try and stay away from the walls this event and keep the car in one piece, hopefully. Well, ladies and gents, he's ready to rock and roll. I'm actually really happy with how it's come out. Like, genuinely had that vision in my head, exactly how I thought it would look. It looks even meaner in person. Everyone that comes over and sees a car says it looks so much more aggressive in person than it does on camera, but I'm really happy with it. We have 3 days to the event, 3 days. So today's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days, Friday. Literally tomorrow, I'm getting all my tires put on. So I'm getting new tires put on, all my XR6 wheels. Got more over there in front of the Corolla. So I'll have about 10 pairs. Hopefully she get me through the night. I got the Zetas on the front as the steers because the ones on the rear are pretty shit, so I'm gonna burn those off first. That way you get some good pics of the car in that during the daytime before it gets dark. And we're doing the DT layout. So DT layout is you start at the end of the drag strip and you enter to the left in the infield, and you come around and then back up over the hill, then back around the last sweeper, straight to the end of the drag strip again. So I have done over the hill backwards, but I've never done the DT layout, so I haven't done that infield bit, so that's going to be new for me. So I do apologize for not filming stuff in depth. There's a lot of stuff I have done before, so it's pretty boring. A lot of the times the boys come over and gave me a hand, so I was just mucking around with them, and thanks to all the boys that came over and gave me some help. Ushan, Seb, Age, everyone else that gave me a hand. One thing I did do, so got the wheel in here, I have relocated the handbrake up to the front here. So it's a little, it used to be over here, but I like it there. So on my sim, I've got it to the right, oh, sorry, to the left of the shifter, but I've got this one here. I like it a bit more. So I've mounted that properly there, and it's nice and solid. Hopefully she's all good and the lines don't wrap around the tail shaft, but they won't because they're routed completely different. So yeah, back end looking sick with that F6 bar. I'm really happy with how I got it to fit and doing those little extension pieces and then carrying on the livery down there. So once it's all stickered up, I'll definitely do after the next event. I'm just running out of time to do it all. It'll look pretty sick. So I've got the trailer here, ready to go. So Friday morning, I drag the trailer out, put the car on it, take the front bar off, and load it up on the Patrol, and then ready to rock and roll. Skyline's over there, say hi to the Skyline. It's just sitting in the corner. I took it for a drive yesterday, don't worry. That's pretty much it, guys, for this one. I hope you really enjoyed the AU transformation. I think it's the third one, so version 3. Let me know what you think in the comments, and hope to see you guys on the 15th. If I have tires left over and some time, jump in the car and go for some laps with me. Anyway, take care, guys, and we'll see you in the next video, which will be sliding this thing. See you guys.